the night is quiet and shadows fall, I'll be beside you whenever you call. When worries weigh heavy and fears take flight, I'll be your strength, guiding through the night. And when the days are dark and heavy on your heart, I'll be the voice to guide you through the dim. Strong walls may crumble, but within you've got the spark. Just turn the key, let light dissolve the grim. Did you think you were alone in your feelings? Strike a match, let your inner strength be seen. Welcome to all things serious. In the depths of your despair, where demons roam, I'll be the hand to hold. You're never alone. When storms rage fierce and winds blow strong, I'll be the shelter in your soul where you belong. Welcome to all things serious.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? A Dose of Rose, how you doing? H. Davis, how you doing? Will B, how you doing? So, the other day I went to an AA meeting, right? And, learned a few things. Sobriety's been a big part of my life, right? But I've never done the 12-step program, okay? So I could talk about sobriety. I just can't talk about AA or NA in the program. And I'm going to go through the program, the 12-step program, okay? And see what happens. Well, I met a guy at the AA meeting. I met a guy. I'm not going to mention names, okay? He will come on panel one day. Actually, he's not going to come up on panel. I'm going to do a live stream with my phone, and we're going to talk in front of the camera. And it's just going to be a discourse between me and him. So I won't be reading comments. I won't be on, any of that, because it's going to be a conversation between two men talking about mental health and sobriety and strength and stuff like that, working through sobriety, okay, and how to deal with trauma. Well, this guy that I met, he's a therapist also. So he went through sobriety, dealt with trauma, and became a therapist after going to therapy. So I found pretty interesting, which in my opinion is very important. Is, in my humble opinion, I think people have gone through therapy and have dealt with their traumas and have become stronger for it, would be good people to be therapists. Because I think there are a lot of therapists out there that are not ready. There's a lot of new therapists that are not ready for people's trauma. Because when I was talking to him, he was like, a therapist's job is to help heal you. Okay? That's their job, is to help heal you. That's what he was telling me. And I kind of agree. Okay? Isn't that the reason why you go to therapy, is to heal yourself mentally? So it doesn't control your life? I believe so. I believe therapy is to help heal you. So we're going to talk about that. I talked to him yesterday. He was busy, but me and him are going to get together and go live. And I'm going to keep going to AA meetings. Eventually I'll go into NA meetings because in my opinion, I think a lot of us struggle with something, okay? And we don't know where to go or where to turn to because a lot of us in our mind are alone, and we're not alone. We just don't know where to look, or we're afraid to look, or we're afraid to talk about what we've gone through. I was ashamed for a long time to talk about what I went through. Because I blamed myself. When you blame yourself, you don't talk about what you've gone through, even when it's not your fault. So, but these are my opinions. This is how I feel. These are my thoughts. So, how's everybody doing? What are your plans this weekend? What are you doing tonight, this evening? What do you got planned for tomorrow? Just wondering. And how you doing, H. Davis? I hope you're doing well. So, I'm still waiting for the faster internet to come through. I'm still waiting because once that happens, I'll be able to cam up and look at you directly. I miss being on camera. I miss you guys being able to see raw interactions with me. I miss being able to pull up articles and without my internet lagging. I miss being able to play videos without my internet lagging. Couple more months, they say. I believe it when I see it. So, well, I'm going to open up the panel, and if anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. That's awesome, H. Davis. Basketball game tomorrow night. That's awesome. Lisa, I hope you're doing well. How you doing? You have a great Saturday too, Lisa. Thank you for stopping in. So, well, H. Davis, what's going on, Will B? How you doing, brother?
Can you hear me good?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
How you been doing?
Well, I took a leave of absence because I was running out of things. Okay. He fell off. He must have hit the wrong button. Hopefully he comes back. What's
Hey
up,
there.
Rosalie?
Hey, can you hear me? Still fixing my mic.
I'm sorry, I just refreshed my screen and it kicked me out.
There we go.
Yes, I can hear you, Rosalie. So
Excellent. Hey, hey.
I took a leave of absence.
Yeah, you did.
Because I was running out of things to talk about, because being repetitive is not that interesting. Okay, repeating yourself. I know a lot of channels that do it.
But that's
They'll
also my
recycle
channel
content,
too.
and
Right.
I don't like recycling content.
Yeah. It gets old.
Yes.
That's why I stopped my channel as well, Eddie. Just so you know, how's that? That's better, right? Now you can hear me.
So I want to not recycle content and do new things. And I'm working on it. It's a slow process. So
Takes a lot of pieces of the puzzle to put together.
Yes. Yes. So
and
that's what I've been working on.
Sometimes it's just as therapeutic for us as it is for you to just get on here and talk.
Yeah.
I know that you're not always comfortable with that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that go on around me that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's some of the things I want to talk about is controversial, right? So I can't talk about it.
You broke up. It's called what?
Controversial, right?
Oh,
controversial.
Yeah.
So I try to keep those things to myself. Okay. Yeah. I have a place where I go, my little group of friends, where I can express myself. But here on YouTube, you can't do that because they'll call you every name in the book. And I'm all set because when I get called names, I do it right back. I get triggered. So,
Eddie, I have an incredible story that happened about a week ago. If you guys want to hear it, and it deals with mental health. I was on a live stream in a channel, and we're in there, and it's just that goes every direction. We just yak about whatever, and all of a sudden, I'm listening, and the channel creator and another guy's on panel. I'm usually on panel, but all of a sudden, somebody in chat says, "Hey, I need help. I need some help." And we looked at it, and there had been some bashing back or going back and forth with communities. So my first thought is it was maybe a troll. And he kept on, and he said he wanted to harm himself. So I immediately went, as a moderator, went to the channel, the name, and you go to their channel and it showed a kid, a high school kid. And I looked at a video or two. He had like 12 shorts and a couple of 5-minute YouTube, gaming videos. And it showed the name of his high school and the mascot. So I Google it. It just keeps going on. And he keeps making more comments. They're on the panel trying to talk him down. I have a girl in chat that I have her phone number. I call her. I said, look, call the police department. It was in Castle Rock, Washington, of all places. And I won't dox any more information. And long story short, a liaison officer with the school, the sheriff's department immediately called them. They looked at the video. They determined who the kid was. They went to his house, and the girl was on the phone that was in chat with me, kind of helping me go through all this. I was Googling stuff, and they called her and said, "Ma'am, we've made contact with the mother and the son, and we'll handle it from here. But we want to thank you." He had a weapon and a goodbye note under his pillow.
Wow.
And what's scary is his last short, he said, "Hey guys," and he had only had the channel like a week, 5 days maybe. his last short, he says, "Hey guys, I want to do a live." He had never done a live now, and I don't know who he's talking to, maybe his friends or whatever. He didn't get a lot of views, and he had a blank stare, no emotion. "Hey, I got a surprise for you guys. I want to do a live, and I have a surprise for you guys." Not with like a grin or like it's going to be something good, you know. And I looked at that video the next day, and I thought, you know, I'm not so sure this kid wasn't thinking about doing something really silly, but he's getting help. We know that. I didn't pursue it any further.
You done good.
You know, we thought it was Rosalie. We thought it was a troll, honestly, because the first thing is you can check out when they started the channel. It was only 5 days old. I'm that's a troll.
Right.
But then I looked at the videos, and there was a video about him playing the guitar. So I'm calling the guy on the Weavy, and I'm saying, "Weavy, ask him if he plays the guitar." You know, he's on panel. He's the creator, but he muted. And I'm telling him this. Then he started talking about the guitar, and they kind of get him calmed down. And you know, and the police showed up and got him help. That's what they told us. And
That's awesome.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I
awesome.
can drop the link to you sometimes. You guys can look at the stream and the chat and kind of how it unfolded if you care to. But it was, I think I like to think he wasn't going to hurt himself, but I do think after you see the video of the, "Hey, I'm going to do a surprise for you guys on the live," I think he was planning to do something big to draw attention. He was hurting that badly.
Yep.
Eddie, do you remember that kid that did that on your stream early on, and we ended up emailing him back and forth a couple of times?
He's still around.
Good. That's really good to hear.
He's still around. He's in other communities.
Very glad to hear that.
Yes, he's still around. He is
doing better, I guess.
Yes, but he is mentally disabled.
I gathered.
But there's certain people in the community that talk to him.
Good.
So, D-Man, how you doing? Manic Mama, how you doing? Nature Rocks, how you doing? So that's awesome to hear, Wilby. You know,
it made the hair stand up on my neck when it just fell into place. I'm calling somebody that I know their number, and they're in the chat. She even said that when she was on the phone with the police, that they asked for the link. They said, we have a officer, blah, blah, blah. He wants to come in and look and observe the live stream. And he was talking back. She was talking back and forth with him. He said, "Let them go. They're doing good." And they're talking him down. I don't want to interrupt the energy. And then again, they just abruptly said, "Hey, we've made contact with the mom and the son." And he did have a weapon under his pillow. He had stowed away from his mom. She thought she had it hid, and a goodbye type message.
Wow. And you know, I hate to say this, but that's going to be happening more and more the darker this world gets. So we have to continue to choose to be the light.
Yeah.
Again, we have to.
Yeah, we thought it was a troll. I told the channel creator I was on the phone, and he had muted while he was on panel, and the other guy was talking. I said, "We got to treat this 100% and err on the side of caution. If it turns out to be a troll, hey, it ain't no egg on our face."
And there's a reason that all the cards fell into place that you could do that you had that person's phone number, that you were able to get in contact with them.
She was in chat, and we were messaging back and forth, talking on the phone, texting, talking to the guy on panel. I had Googled the school mascot. He had a video that showed the gymnasium, the mascot, the name. I Googled it. Bam, it pops up. Castle Rock, Washington, the high school. And I Googled the police department for that town. Got that, wrote it down, give it to Jen and kept looking at the videos he had. And then the next day when I looked at the last video of the one he said he was going to do a live stream, and he had a surprise for everybody. And there's I'm going to drop the link. You guys can back chat.
I will tell you this,
what?
That video you're talking about,
yeah,
when you described it, that he had a blank stare while he was talking.
If I'm telling you I'm going to have a surprise on a live stream, and you guys, I'm going to have a grin. It's going to be something generally on a positive note. This kid has blank eyes, and I'm gonna drop you the link. You look at it in back chat. I don't want, like I say, we don't want to dock this kid, but when I saw that the next day, I was like, oh my God, we really did. This kid was really in a bad place. I'm looking for it right now. Now, like I say, I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna drop you the thing. It's just a short, like.
Is that necessary, Eddie? Do you want to see it?
Do you want to see it, Eddie?
Yeah, no. don't Will
okay,
be.
that's fine.
Okay.
I just
thank you though.
Feel better about it, and you just, I mean, it's just.
You did good. You did a good thing. And what I'm trying to tell you, and everybody else that's within hearing range, is that the more we tune into helping others, we're going to key into people like this and save their freaking lives, and let them know that they're important. Somehow, some way, they're important. Okay, we all are, to someone, to something. And the more we can help others when they're that low, to realize that there's hope to hope again. That's an awesome thing. So I thank you for all
I didn't do anything.
ticking all the boxes.
Any of you wouldn't have done. I just
no, but you did do it.
There was a guy on panel, Blue Collar Vet's his name, and he's a veteran of Iran, Iraq, several tours. I can't tell you the exact ones, but he was on panel and he was saying he told the kid, hey buddy, I've been where you're at. I came back with PTSD, and
did you lose your mic?
I had some dark days.
No.
And he told the guy, he said, it's going to get better.
Hello.
And
what?
Hello.
Oh, there you go, Will be.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
But anyway, the guy on the panel was a veteran, and he was able to help the situation as well. And
that's good. That's good.
I'm just happy everything fell into place. And how he ended up in our stream is beyond my comprehension.
Hey, so did you guys hear? I can't remember what airline it was, right? I can't remember what airline it was, but there was a veteran, well, a soldier, a Marine, that was on a flight and had a shirt that was talking about ending self-harm with veterans. And this person was told to take that shirt off or get off the flight.
Oh my goodness.
I did hear a little something. I can't remember all the details, but I do remember seeing something about that. That
shirt, there's a website, there's a company called Till Valhalla, right? And they're basically a veteran company, right? That support military veterans, and they take a stand on self-harm. Okay. And when I saw that article, it really upset me. It really, really upset me. So I went on their website to see if I could buy one of their shirts. And Willow, how you doing? But they don't sell my size, right?
We're big, triple X.
Yeah. So I'm like, if they sold my size, I would actually buy their shirt, go up on cam, and wear that shirt on camera, and then chew out the airline for that. Okay, because 22 veterans a day self-harm themselves, take out end their life. That's just the veterans. That's
PTSD
not including
with veterans is a real and everyday thing for a lot of them.
Yeah. That's not including the whole number. No. It's a bigger number than that. But that's just with veterans. Okay. And when I was reading that in a stat, I'm like, that's wild.
22 a day.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. You know, it's just wild. You know, and where I live, down here in Florida, the county I live in, there's a homeless problem, right? And a lot of it has to do, a lot of people are addicts, alcohol, substances. They're addicts. And a lot of them are not. A lot of them are struggling with mental health issues.
And self-medicating because they just don't want to feel anything. They want to feel anything other than what they're
That's
feeling.
what I mean by substance abuse, addicts.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have some that just have mental health issues that don't know where to go, who to reach out to, or they're afraid to. So, or they've just given up and decide just to be homeless.
Yeah. Sometimes the condition itself, it keeps you from being able to calmly and logically call the number where you think you might get help. I mean, you're not even able to do that. So if somebody doesn't advocate for them, they're
correct.
It's not a good outcome.
Correct.
And I just want to say, I don't think anyone chooses to be homeless.
No, absolutely.
No, I know a few people. Like I personally know a few people that prefer living out in the woods, and they're anarchists. Okay, they don't believe in paying taxes into the government. They don't believe in paying property taxes. They don't believe in.
But that's very different than what you're talking about, the people on the streets. Those people who claim to be anarchists and choose a different way to live, they're choosing that as well. But as far as being homeless and what that all entails, and
if you don't have a roof over your head and 4 walls, running shower and a bathroom, or a place to keep you warm during the winter, because during the wintertime, a tent is not going to keep you warm unless you have heat. So that's what I mean by homeless.
Okay.
A shelter without a shelter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me, that's what I mean by homeless.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify in my own mind. Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry.
No reason to apologize. The thing is, I was going to choose to be houseless and not live in a sticks and bricks and live out of a van at one point. Things fell into place for that to not happen in the way I imagined it. But there are people who choose to do that for a bunch of reasons. But I understand where you're going with this. And I understand that.
The van life or the schoolie life, I'd rather live that than live in a house.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
Okay. I've thought about a tiny house. I would like a tiny house.
I would love it.
Yeah, that doesn't make you homeless.
No.
Because you have safety.
We call it houseless. Without a house, but you have a home.
Yes. You still have a home.
Right.
Where you're safe. You're safe.
Yes.
Okay.
With a lot more options. That's all.
Yes. A bear can't claw its way through your van like you can your tent.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that. Of course, I don't camp where there are bears, so I think I'm okay. Oh, goodness.
Let's go with living on the streets. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of street life. Yeah. And here in the States, it's pretty bad. So, I've been houseless before. But it was by choice. I used to couch hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to pay the rent, so I would rent people's couches for weeks at a time.
Nice.
And I would bounce from couch to couch. I would have the U.S. Navy duffel bag with all my belongings in it, right? Mm-hmm. And I would bounce from couch to couch. I had a job. I made really good money.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a driver's license, but I was a kitchen manager of a restaurant. So I made really good money. At least
you get to eat, right? And you get to eat.
Got to eat every day.
See, that's kind of things to think about.
Lunch and dinner.
Yeah. Not a bad way to be. And that's the kinds of things that if you're going to choose to not live in a sticks and bricks, those are the kinds of things that one should really research before they make that jump. Because otherwise it's a really crazy, chaotic way to live.
I've been looking at school buses.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ever get a school bus or anything of that sort, from end to end on the roof, it's going to be nothing but solar panels, the whole roof, right?
Yep. That's the way to do it.
With one spot for a fan. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm going to have, the gray tank, the water tank, and they're both going to be 150-gallon tanks. Okay.
It's got to be a schoolie then, right? You're talking schoolie because that won't fit in my van.
Yeah, schoolie. Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, a big bus.
Yes.
They actually make school buses about 10 miles from here. Thomas Bus Company.
Nice.
Yeah, because the thing is, right, and like I said, I've been wanting, to travel and meet people.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger my channel grows and what I want to do, and this has been a dream of mine, like not a dream, but a thought I've had is, once my channel, like I want to rent a convention center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the bigger my channel gets and
Right.
do a meeting, right? And have public speakers, right? So it's open to the public, but also open to fans and supporters of the channel, where they could come, meet, and solar generator. Yes. What's that solar generator? What's it called?
There's a bunch of them you see, YouTubers.
There's a popular one. And
I have a Jackery.
Yes,
I have a Jackery, a 500 watt Jackery with the solar panels that can charge in the sun, or the Jackery can charge off the alternator, off the cigarette lighter on cloudy days. And it works really well for me.
Yes.
I got it only because at that point I was still using a CPAP, and I wanted to make sure the CPAP was running all night long. So Jackery comes in handy. And when the power goes out in the house. Yep. And when it's not the only brand, there are less expensive brands that are just as well.
How much do they run, Rosalie?
Mine I got it with the solar panel, and it's about $100 per 100 watt. I mean, so it was 500 watt. It was about 500, $600. I got it on sale. I got it on sale through another website, a van dweller's website, where he had I can't think of a sponsorship with them, that if you got it through his channel, you got a discount. And
a lot of YouTubers do that. You see a lot of them if you watch videos, homesteaders, what have you. I watch a lot of homesteading videos. I like them.
I'm starting to. Starting to make sense.
So
I don't have much.
I want to do like a meet and greet and do public speaking and have a catered event with a lot of people coming up and talking about advocating for mental health.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. And also have artists perform. Blietti, yes.
Yep.
Is a good one too.
Hey, Shampoo.
Yeah. Shampoo, 1966. Did you know that shampoo was invented in 1966? I'm just saying.
I did not know that.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's the name. Shampoo 1966.
I got you.
I'm wondering if that's the year you were born, Shampoo.
No, it was 61.
That's the year you...
for her, Shampoo. Yeah.
Yeah. So shampoo was born in 1966, and I was right. Shampoo was invented in 1966.
God, I wonder what we used before that.
Hot water.
It's ivory soap, the bar of ivory soap.
Pepper Dan pomade.
Yeah. Yes. So shampoo was born in 1966. So she was invented in 1966. Oh, it's a good one. I like it. So, yeah, 58 years old.
You're 3 years younger. You're about 5 years younger than me, Eddie. Or shampoo is.
Yeah. I was born in 81. Okay.
You're 20 years younger. You're a young cub.
My son was born in 81. So it's 1903.
Don't lie there. You're the young smoking on this panel.
Not today. I'm not.
That's why my camera's off. Are you walking around in your sweatpants and sweatshirts?
No, I have my day jammies on.
There you go. Hey.
I got to remember to change into my night pajamas.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, she's in her arm candy outfit.
No. Yeah. I'm in my Hobbit outfit.
I know. I'm just joking.
I got my woolly slippers on. I've got 2 pairs of pants on. I got 2 shirts on. I'm freezing in here. It was like almost 65, 68 yesterday, and today it's down to 30 again.
It's 65 degrees here where I'm at.
Yeah, well, get ready.
It's lucky.
It's gonna be dropping. Well, I don't know where you are.
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, very nice out there. Middle of the state, shores, western side. Where are you? Approximately.
Okay.
Are you by the ocean?
No, I'm actually in the central Piedmont area, right near Winston-Salem, where the RJ Reynolds.
Okay, don't dox yourself.
I've done dox myself. If you want to know anything about me, it's easy. I don't hide nothing. But we grew up. We were tobacco farmers. My grandfather raised 100 acres of tobacco every year.
Awesome.
And tobacco is one crop. You hear all these farmers struggle. Tobacco's lucrative.
Yeah, it is.
We made great money, and then they paid us when they had the big tobacco settlement. They paid us for 14 years to not grow it.
Wow. So are they growing it again now?
No. It's consolidated now where the farmers are, you have what you call allotments you get from the government, and they're very valuable. But they get bought up, and you have people, big farmers growing 250 acres, and you don't see as much around here. I live right in ground zero. The best tobacco on earth is grown right here in this county. And it's just growing up. It was everywhere. You still tobacco, you still see it out in but growth and build neighborhoods, and they put in a couple hundred homes here, and they buy another farm, put in another 50, 75, and then it just keeps spreading out, and you see less and less of it, but it's still around.
It's because people are still buying it. It's okay.
I like smoking cigars.
I smoke Black and Milds.
I do every now and then. I did actually go and get another carton of smokes this week, so I'm back to that.
My mom smoked, and she's 90 years old.
Oh, good. Then there's still hope.
She's on oxygen. She's in.
And she still smokes? Don't tell me.
No. But she literally, she just went to the rest home about a year ago. She finally had a fall, and I could not care for her at a level she needed, and she's where she needs to be. She's losing her mind in the last 6 months, but that's just part of getting to be 90, I guess, for some people. But she smoked literally all the way up until her mid-80s. If she could get her hand on a lighter and take her oxygen off, and she slowed down, but she gave it all she had. But
good for her. That's what I want to do.
The generation where smoking was made to look cool in all the movies and what have you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's kind of scary.
And I'm gonna tell you, quitting smoking is it's just a whole lot easier to get off certain drugs than it is getting off cigarettes. Believe me, I've seen it.
No, I believe you, because I had not had a cigarette from God, July 6th of last year till just earlier this week. And it was driving me nuts every day. And I finally said, you know what? You got to die something. So,
Yeah, here's the thing: if you can control it and do it in moderation.
Oh, please.
But cigarettes
are you new here? Do you know me?
It's fine for you to want to smoke one right after another.
Oh my goodness! No, I haven't done that yet. I'm only down. I'm only doing like 2 or 3 a day because I'm really being conscious about
that's moderation, though.
Yeah, it is. But
if it don't grow to a half a pack to a pack,
I shouldn't, but we'll see.
We'll see. At least you're you know what you're up against going in, and you're pretty
and I mean, there was a point where I stopped smoking for some 14 years, and then I got around people taking a break at work or something, and there it was.
One day there's a little bit of stress. Hey, let me hand a puff off that cigarette.
Well, they were passing the pack around, and without even thinking, I took it and lit it, and it was like, oh well, there it is, So then this past year, I hit a specific number of years behind me now, and my brain just said, you know what? There's certain things you need to give up now, like this, cigarettes. Okay, let's give it a shot. And so I did for 6 months.
Do you find, like, when you smoke 3 a day, that when you do go through the ritual, hey, I've had dinner, or I've done this, and I've completed my chores, whatever, I'm going to sit down and enjoy a cigarette?
Yes.
Don't you actually enjoy it when you do it like that?
I think I do. I'd like to think I do. It's a more...
I believe you do.
Mindful. It's a more mindful ritual for me doing it this way.
See, we're over here talking about how good smoking a cigarette is when we all need to quit.
No, I agree 100%. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff we should quit. But
Mama says I only smoke weed, nothing else. I cut back on that recently.
See, I'm on Suboxone. I was on pain meds for a long time, and I went to Suboxone. In North Carolina, we don't have legal dispensaries, so the Suboxone clinic, you drug test you every month when you get your Suboxone, and we don't have it in North Carolina, so I can't smoke anymore, and that is something I miss.
Yeah, I bet. I know. I never took up smoking pot because it just wasn't. It made me silly, and the things I was living through, I did not. I needed to not be silly.
Yeah.
So it just never caught on with me.
I used to be able to function. Okay.
Yeah.
When I smoke. Now I just sit in a chair and stare at people.
Yeah.
This marijuana they have today is not the same marijuana we grew up around.
No, my God.
I mean, they've got this thing in a laboratory figured out.
Yeah, strong.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
look at
they had this stuff called Crippy, right?
Okay. I'm not familiar with that, but
it was called Crippy. When you smoked it, okay, you wouldn't get stoned right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it would hit you, so it'd creep up on you, right?
See, I don't like that kind of stuff.
Oh,
I like to know what I'm doing. I bet.
Like, I take a hit and I'm like, man, I'm not high. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, hello, how you doing? So Manic Mama says, I get the THCA. I live near you, Wilby.
Yeah, I'm typing her a note right now. I want to know more about that because I do know marijuana. I've done drugs. Marijuana's not a drug in my mind. Grows out of the ground, you smoke it. But they helps with pain and the anxiety of the pain. And I've had a few spells here lately with my back where it literally went into DEFCON 100, and I would literally be screaming in pain.
So have you tried CBD?
That's what I want to get.
CBD is for pain. It's
that's
natural.
The one that doesn't have the high part of it, right?
So CBD is it's edible, smokable,
Comes in many forms.
ingestible. It's in many forms, right? It's without the THC, okay? And its focus is on pain, okay? THC does it all. It's
Gets you high and helps the pain.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. It mellows you out. Like it helps people with PTSD. It helps people with anxiety. You know, it helps people that have eating issues. You know, if they lack an appetite, it'll give them an appetite. It helps with their, you know, it's a natural plant. It's a plant. You don't add anything to it to grow.
Right.
Okay. You know, it's not like today's medication. This is the reason why Big Pharma has a problem with Mary Jane, is because it does a lot of the things that these man-made medication does.
Yes.
There's a lot of herbals out there that do a lot of the same things that are natural remedies.
So with the CBD, I would not test positive for marijuana.
As
If
long as
you
you
did,
as long as you did not, it does not have THC in it.
Exactly.
The THC is what it pulls.
Yeah.
And what I would do is contact whatever nearby dispensary or go online and just start asking them questions, because they're more than willing to help out and give you the information they know. And usually the people that work in those places are extremely knowledgeable about their product, what it can and cannot do, what it may and may not do. So at least if you called out, or if you called out online or whatever,
I'm going to do that.
At least that way you can get your questions answered and know that you still cannot be, you can still be pulled over if you're driving under the influence. It's still under the influence of something, but especially in North Carolina, because I know how backwards those police officers can be. I haven't been out there for quite some time.
Does anybody know of a, well, it's going to be kind of hard because I'm not sure you can even order. You ain't going to order online because it doesn't have THC. Does anybody know of any good reputable websites that they would recommend? And I'm not trying to get.
I do not know. I would just start Googling.
I'm a pro Googler, Rose.
Excellent. And Google is my best friend.
Hold on, guys. I got a phone call. I'm on mute for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. And Eddie, I know that you're not wanting to talk about all this kind of stuff on your channel. I know you're kind of sensitive to this kind of stuff, but Manic Mama, if you can get with him and give him some insight, that would be good. She Who Walks in the Word uses tinctures from them, but if you're in North Carolina, that may or may not be lawful. So, Manic Mama, you're the one in North Carolina, right? I'm trying to scroll up. Yeah, so if you guys can hit up each other and share some information, that would be awesome. Because I am in no way, shape, or form any kind of authority on that. So, and she who walks in the word, she who walks in the word. This is true. I feel dispensary stuff is so strong it over medicates people. However, if you talk with the people that work in those places, they can steer you to a lesser strength that would be easier, easier for someone to participate in. Because I know that I have friends who love this stuff and take inordinate amounts of those hippie calories in their stuff, and I can't hang. No, I'll you do you, and I'll have a glass of wine over here, and I'll be just as happy. But it's all a matter of doing it with a mindfulness, with an awareness of what you're trying to accomplish and making sure, for me, it's a matter of making sure I'm not trying to hide away from anything, you know? Thank you, Manic Mama. That'd be awesome. Especially if you can email or call or something. If you guys know each other on Facebook. I use Facebook FaceTime Messenger all the time. And
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, not all the time. I haven't called you in a while, Eddie, and I apologize for that.
Yeah.
I'm back. I had to go Walmart delivery groceries.
Oh. So
Excellent.
But
Manic Mom was saying
I'm going to do that today, Rosalie. I am. I've
We'll
the
be.
other night my back went to a place
we'll
where
be. We'll be.
We'll be. Hang
Yeah.
on a second. Hang on a second.
Okay, my bad.
Manic Mama is going to reach out to you. I want you to reach out to each other because she's got information that may be helpful for you. Okay?
Okay. Is she in the Discord, Eddie?
Let's ask her.
Manic Mama, are you in Discord? In my Discord? I believe you are. Are you in my Discord? Just wondering. Are you in my Discord, young lady?
No, she's not.
Okay, so I'm gonna
maybe
drop
come
my
backstage and I can drop my number, or she could text me. Or
I'm gonna drop my email. I'm gonna give her my email, and then I can give you her number.
There you go. But I want to talk because, like I say, I had a spell the other night, Rosalie. I literally raised up my seat, and I literally screamed so loud. The guy ran a room to a friend I grew up with. Him and his wife separated, blah blah blah, or divorced now. He came around here and thought I was dying, and I mean it's unbearable. It's unfriggin' bearable.
I hear you.
And knock on wood, it does not happen often.
Right.
But when it does, it's hell on earth.
No, I can't even imagine. I
played golf professionally and in college for 40 years. I've hit a gazillion golf balls. I've destroyed my spine and my back. I mean, and it gets goofy every once in a while. It's been good. I haven't had many spells. Like I say, the other night was the first one in a long while, but I can't go where I was the other night. It's just not possible.
It's not right. And it's a shame. And if the doctor's not able to help you and get to, like She Who Walks in the Word said, if the doctor's not able to get to the bottom of the root of the health issue.
Well, they want to cut on my back, and back surgery is not a absolute one size fits all, and this
right.
procedure absolutely does it. There's so many outcomes. I wouldn't do it.
No, but there's still got to be a way to help.
I know people that got surgeries and they're worse off, and they got on more pain meds, and it was miserable. I mean, I'm, physical therapy, whatever I can do, and I just I want to live with it, and I'm not going to take pain meds ever again.
Especially if they're not helping. I get it.
Well, they're not sustainable. I mean, I could take one pain med, that'd be great. But what one does today, it takes 6 months now to do. And you can't just keep up and up and up and up. And it's just not doable. It's not sustainable, period. You're treating the symptom, not the root cause, like you said.
Right. Well, She Who Walks in the Word said that. To the root cause.
But when it gets bad, it's literally I can't even explain that. I did not, when it first happened, I did not realize the human body could feel or tolerate that level of pain. It's unbearable. The first time it happened, it lasted for 3 months. I didn't sleep for 20 minutes at a time for 3 months. I'd roll over, and as soon as I'd just twitch or half do something, I'd be right back awake. Just, and so a person doesn't lay in bed and just be moaning and groaning all night because they want to. Like you're talking about earlier about homeless people don't choose to be homeless. You don't choose to behave like that.
Exactly.
But like I say, I'm thankful it has not reared up a lot of those type
Can
situations.
I
That happened a lot in the last year and a half, 2 years. Thank God.
can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah.
Because in another place I'm known as Doc. I do not have a doctorate. I am not a doctor. I am a mom who's been through a lot with kids.
I feel you.
Does stretching gently ever help?
It does. Here's where I get, Rosalie. The problem when I was on pain meds, the problem was, I feel good today. I hadn't done clothes. I got a lot of clothes I need to catch up on. I would overdo it because I felt good that day, finally.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to wash your clothes and you got to clean your house and you got to just, there's things that have to be done. And I would overdo it and I'd have to pay for it. So I've learned I can do those things. I honestly think the best thing I can do as far as physical therapy is walk.
Good. As
Period.
long as you can.
It's just walk.
As long as you're still able to, I highly suggest do that every day then. Even if it's only down the driveway or down to the end of the block or something.
Yeah, I walk around the neighborhood. I need to do it more, and I need to be more regimented in my times and my...
And practice walking straight up, not hunched over.
Oh, yeah. I'm not hunched over. I'm like Eddie. I'm a big man. I'm 6 foot, about 275 now. I've gained a lot, 40 or 50 pounds in the last 2 years. But
goodness.
It's just that... I don't make excuses, but my family on my dad's side, everybody, when they get to be about 60, 65, a lot of them fought sugar. I don't have sugar diabetes, but we just get bigger. I don't know.
And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're still trying to keep moving. Active. My big thing at my age is to just keep moving because
you're right.
If I sit for too long, things are going to, get stuck that way.
This computer and this YouTubing is about the most unhealthy activity.
Well, not necessarily. If you're only sitting and watching, yes. But the YouTube channels that I go to, or yoga, or chair exercises, their movement, their dance, so that I'm interacting and continually forcing myself to keep this body going because I got stuff to do.
Yeah. Hey, you got to get busy living or get busy dying.
Yep.
And I don't mean that ugly, but it's a choice.
Yes, it is.
So like I say, I just need to be more regimented and disciplined in my times and my distances. Like, hey, walk 30, 45 minutes every morning. I can do it. I don't have nothing to do, and I'm real good at it.
Even 20 minutes.
Concerns. I'm blessed beyond any way you can imagine. So that's what I got to do. I got to get a regimen time in the morning, walk hour, do it again in the afternoon.
So my problem is when I don't do anything, I'm in no pain. Okay.
That's kind of me a lot.
Okay. But when I start walking, okay, like about a week and a half ago, I was hanging out with the Rainbow People. You've heard of them, right?
Not really, but kind of is that I know the Rainbow is one of the gay iconic things.
No.
Something different.
Okay. Some of them are, not all of them. They travel all over the United States.
Okay.
And they live off the land.
Google Rainbow People. It's not what you think.
I will. I devour more information than you can possibly.
So
I wanted to be a rainbow person when I grew up.
Rainbow.
So they travel around, and what do they do exactly?
What they do is they're a community of people, and they meet up at different locations, and they basically live out in the woods. Okay, and they camp.
Live off the land.
They live off the land. A lot of them have buses, vans. They're like van lifers. They're like bus lifers, but a lot of them are tenters. They hike. A lot of them are. They're a lot. They look homeless, but they're not homeless.
Okay, it's called Rainbow what?
People.
Rainbow People. Rainbow People.
Well, I think that's wonderful. I mean, I was going to say something a while ago. I think our president of the United States ought to encourage every American to plant any seed in the ground around their house, wherever they might dwell, however small a plant, a tomato plant or whatever, and grow food.
I don't think he has anything to do with it. I think we need to just encourage each other.
I know, but I'm just saying, just things like that. I think it's good.
I bet there's a place in your area that does that. I've been online with the place in my area signing up for their services because, yeah, there's a place nearby that does a local farming for the community. You know, communities used to have those little farmsteads in different areas that people could go and help and go and get food, and that's what's coming back in my area.
Oh, I've got a farm out about in the county over that getting and actually a friend of our family's their father sold their family farm to the land conservancy organization in our area, and they weren't able to sell it when their parents died and they have to farm it. So now they actually farm a tremendous amount of garden and they sell it to local people who they have on their web, that come and get it, and it's a good thing. But I have access to a lot of that, and we have the greatest farmers market not 5 miles from here that you could ever want.
That's perfect, and that's one of the groups I belong to in my area, and we're trying to expand, is building communities in little pockets of people like that if this one has land and you want to garden, then you can go over there and garden and help out, and everybody gets a share in it. And then there's a night once a month, I think it's once a month, that we all get together and eat food together and from the property, And there's another group that does fiber arts, so you get to learn sewing and knitting and crocheting and anything that helps to put clothes on your body. Yeah. Then there's another group
I'm a thrift store guy, and I can afford anything I want, but I love thrift stores.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's different communities of the pockets of people that are like-minded, that are trying to just do what they can to not have to go to the big box stores and do other things like that.
Yeah, and buy industrial manufactured processed food in boxes.
Well, and paying the Walmart family and paying the Costco instead of paying, sharing food.
Exactly.
It's more than just the growing and sharing of food.
Hey, I grew up, Rosalinda, and my grandfather.
I love my thing is down here. Not too far from where I live, there used to be a farmer's market.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't a grocery store, wasn't a chain. It was near a convenience store on a quarter lot of land where they sold fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's no longer there. But it was there for years.
Yeah.
For years it was there.
I grew up
a farmer's market. Right.
My grandfather, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
I love local butchers, right? Yeah. I don't like commercial beef. I don't like it. I like local butchers. Yeah. I tried to. It's just financially expensive to support local farms and local butchers.
If we don't support them, they're dwindling as it is. If we don't support them now, they're going to dwindle to where there are none.
Yep.
My grandfather, growing up, had a farm, and he would keep 6 to 8 head of a cow for the family. Half cow for this one, half cow for that one. He had a guy that slaughtered pigs. He had a garden. I used to snap green beans with my grandmother. I got so tired of snapping them, I thought I was going to go crazy as a kid. Huge garden, huge cellar. Man, I think about how good they ate, that generation. Woo.
And see, that's what a lot of the people in my tribe, I'll call it, my group, my communities, that's what we're doing, getting back to. Because one, it fosters community in that you're growing something together. You're in the same place at the same time, sharing space, right? And then you get to actually do the growing and the picking and the cooking and the getting it together and stuff. So it's really, it's a little bit, but we're doing our part to make sure nobody in our group goes hungry.
There's something spiritual about putting seed in the ground. I've grown homegrown tomatoes the last several years. I didn't last year, but because my mom was bad off, but I've done it years and years because, I don't have space for a garden right here at my house. But it's something spiritual about putting a seed in the ground and growing something.
Well, it's a whole demonstration of hope.
Exactly.
And futures. And knowing that something's going to continue, or at least hoping it will. and that's why I do the gardening that I do. And this year, again, it's going to be a lot more. So I'm really looking forward to it.
There's
what all do you grow, Rosalie?
I'm sorry.
What do you grow in your?
At this point, I'm in a small. What do I grow? I did peppers and tomatoes and lettuce and carrots and got a few potatoes, but they were on the small side because I got impatient.
Now, I got a question. What's your,
got impatient.
What tomato?
I couldn't tell you. It was a big, huge, meaty one. I don't remember. I just
better boys, or they call them beefsteaks. But they
beefsteak.
They're not. I don't know. They're not.
No, but when I got these from a friend,
quite as good. Somebody said they. I don't know.
No, you got it. I got.
Do you ever grow cherry tomatoes?
Yes.
That when cherry tomatoes come in, you literally go out and it's like you don't see them, and then you go out there one day and there's 100 of them.
Yes. Yes, it's crazy.
And I eat them right straight off the stalk.
Eddie, you were going to say something. Do you remember what it was?
I'm sorry, Eddie.
Growing up, talking about fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, right? Because that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Growing up, I used to think peppers were vegetables, right?
Yeah.
For the longest time, I used to think they were part of the vegetable family, right? And then I went to a nutritional class to learn how to eat healthy. And because I have arthritis, so they teach you things not to eat. And I learned about the difference between fruits and vegetables.
Now, a pepper is what, a spice or a herb?
No, they're a fruit.
They're a fruit, okay.
I didn't know that.
I've heard that said before, yeah.
I was like, how are they a fruit? They're not sweet. They have seeds in the middle of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So anything with a seed in the middle of it is a fruit. Interesting.
I
didn't know that. For the longest time, I thought avocados were a vegetable. They're a fruit.
My cousin grows a garden, and last year he had the most beautiful cantaloupes and watermelon. I mean, and lo and behold, he had a groundhog that came out. Now, groundhogs will not eat fruit. All they do is eat that main stem, that little green umbilical cord out of the earth that feeds that plant. Chews every one of them up and destroyed them all. He was so mad he couldn't see straight.
See, and I've got deer and raccoons and possums out here, so I had to do them in containers on my porch. But still,
get some human hair at a haircutting place. They say that works. I don't know. I've heard that.
There's a guy.
Deer. Now the other I don't know.
A buddy of mine up north has the indoor nursery.
Yeah.
Because of the weather. So what he did. He has a nursery where it's only seasonal, but he had the same problem with groundhogs, right?
You have to kill them. I mean, I don't mean to be ugly.
No. So what he did is he dug into the ground, right?
You put the fence down.
He dug it so far down, and he put fencing, right?
Yep.
And then rock, right? Stone, a layer of fence, a layer of stone, and he made it like a square, right? A rectangle all the way around the walls and on the floor, on the bed. And then he refilled it and he had it perimeter around. So I'm like, when he told me how he did it, I'm like, don't you use your equipment to go? He's like, no, I do this section by hand. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I plan everything in this section by hand. That section, I use my tractors for. But this section, this is my pride and joy over here. Over there, That's my money. But this right here is what feeds my family. Because he had a huge farm.
Yeah.
So, and I went over to his house one day, and I love cucumbers, right? Cucumber salad. I'll do cucumbers, boiled eggs, bacon, ham.
Big chef salad, basically.
Without, I don't, not lettuce. I don't, banana peppers I'll throw in there. So it's basically a fruit salad without the sweet fruits. Okay.
Yep.
So
that's healthy.
Yeah, with ranch dressing, which is no longer healthy.
We need to back off already. You and me both. I'm telling you, I've done it. Yeah. I love my ranch.
So yeah. So
that's where we need to back up a notch.
But the cucumbers out of this man's farm, because I would work at his house, and the fruits and the vegetables that he would grow and come out of his farm was like better than any store bought product, even at an organic store. Okay, was phenomenal.
Well,
we were talking, and if you eat healthy, it's actually good for the mind too.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, it's got a bunch of benefits.
So,
and the thing is, when you grow your own stuff at home, you get to choose what soil you use. You get to choose what fertilizer or additives you want to put in there. And garden food, I can't think of the word. Miracle Grow is the only thing that's come to mind, but that's not it. But the proper stuff that's going to go into the soil, it's going to come out in the food you eat. So that's another reason why I'm choosing to go big with a community garden this year instead of just trying on my own. Now, I'll probably still throw a couple of cherry tomato bushes out there. And this year I want to put in a couple of sunflowers. So act as a fence in a specific area where my neighbors are like,
Rosaline, what is your view on pests and how you keep them out of your garden?
Well, so far I've done it in the containers because where I'm living now, I have a little bit of land. I'm sorry?
You don't have a big, I got you. I'm listening.
I don't have a lot of land. I mean, I have enough that I could put in a garden, but I know that the critters will get into it and I'd rather not. So I know that I have a couple of 5-gallon buckets out there. I've got a 2-gallon bucket and I got, a 20-gallon thing. And this year I'm going to do the Rubbermaid tub with the watering system in it.
I've watched a lot of videos on that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
I think I'm going to pull the trigger this year.
It can't hurt. It can only help, right?
That's
so, right. So that's what I've done in the past. I've watched them. Look, I got a peach tree out back that the first year I was here, I've only been here like 4 or 5 years maybe. But the first year it gave me 1 peach. The second year it was 8. Last year it was 15. You know how many of those I got to eat? 1, because something is taking them. Now, whether it's neighbors or critters, I'd rather think it was critters. However, critters would leave something behind. There'd be.
They don't generally take the entire.
Right. So that has to be.
Chew down the.
Right.
Spit it out.
Or take a couple of bites and leave it on the ground. There would be something there on the ground, and there's nothing. So I know it's somebody, some human coming by and actually picking them. And that's okay because I do not plant.
If they're hungry, that doesn't bother me.
That's what I was going to say. If they would at least leave me 1 or 2, it'd make me happier. But if they're at a point where they see them and they think I'm neglecting them, and they want to take them, fine. I didn't plant the tree. I've got nothing invested in it. I water it every now and then when it gets dry out here. But for the most part, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. But I do want to, if I do a garden, I do want to, the word that's coming to mind is chicken wire it in and put a little box around it so the larger critters can't get in. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. If I go to the community farm, that's already done. The groundwork's already done. So all I have to do is get out there and work a couple of days a week and volunteer a couple of days a week, and it'll be fine. I'll be able to take home or at least purchase the fresh grown stuff and still eat well. So I don't think they have.
I had some tomato plants one year, Rosalie, and I come home one day. I looked out in the backyard next to the pasture, and there were literally nothing but sticks out of the ground. They ate every leaf there was.
That's a shame.
Everything on the plant. Just the one little tomato thing going up straight. That's all that was left. They got it all.
That's horrible. Have you ever used container gardening, like a grow bag or the horse trough looking things?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think I have. I could really about a couple years ago. I really got into looking at a lot of videos on the small footprint. Like I've got a little sun. I got a townhome.
Okay.
I've got a little sun area, like I don't know, 12 by 15 area with a fence about 6 foot high, head high around it, and it's open. I'm gonna look in and get some growing containers, maybe just 5-gallon buckets, but I may buy a couple like 2 by 4 things where I can put soil in it, put some dead leaves, put some this and that. And,
right. Yeah, the individual growing thing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I actually have a yard. It goes 20, 30 feet back and about 10 feet out the front door. I'm in a fourplex. Fourplex. So I've got an end unit. So I've got a lot of land around it. So there's a lot I can do here. It's just I get procrastinating. And I should do this, do that. And how much are we going to cost to do this? And how much am I going to save if I do? And I get into overthinking everything about it.
You need to just plant. Worst thing that happens is it dies and you don't get anything. You're still going to get a benefit that you can't put a number or a price.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What she said.
Yeah. Right.
I had Rossum block my tomatoes one year when I first moved here because I didn't sweeten the soil up good enough, and they were doing great. And all of a sudden, I went out there one day. If you know what Rossum block looks like on tomatoes, looks like somebody chopped it just flat one side off, and just as flat as it can be, and it's gone. And it's over at that point.
Did you? I was
spit it out, Eddie.
Bring it on, Eddie. Come on.
I've been meaning to reach out to you, Rosalie.
Okay.
So
I'll
send you a message after the live stream.
Okay.
Do you have a channel, Rosalie?
I do. In fact, everybody on this platform has a channel, whether they use it or not is a whole different thing. I do have some videos from a year and a half or 2 ago when I was still going live. But feel free to go over there and watch a few if you want. My channel was mostly Tuesdays was Tarot Tuesdays. I did tarot readings, 3-card pull, and just did readings for different people. Pardon me. And then Thursdays was Thankful Thursdays to get people to get into a mindset of being grateful and looking for the silver lining and trying to see the good in their lives. And that was only an hour. It was an hour on Tuesdays and an hour long on Thursdays. And Sunday mornings, I would do something called Slow Down Sundays, where I get up close to the mic.
I do that a lot. And I tell people, people complain about the government and politics, this and that. And I say, look, by and large, we have lived in the greatest economic times of the history of this earth. We've not lived in fear for the most part. We've been free. We maybe won more than we had. We had to, do what we had to do to get by or whatever, But compared to history and different peoples and different lands and what they were subjected to, we've hit the lottery, in my opinion. Because I read a lot of history and
that's good. I see you, Manic Mama. That's just well, the thing is, the Sundays were all about. Most of the people that were watching my channel were single moms with special needs kids. Most of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. So they were looking for help. People were looking for help. So the Tarot Tuesdays came in handy. Then Thursdays, I decided to do the Thankful Thursdays because we got to find a place to be thankful for what we got and move forward with what we can see. Amen. Sundays was all about, hey, mom, dad, whoever, come take a half hour, sit down, get your coffee, sit down, and let's just talk and quiet tones and encourage each other up and try and get settled for the rest of the week. So it went over well. And I tried to hold it to a half hour, and then I do an after show because people were still wanting to communicate. So I'd start up another live. And it was wonderful for me because at this point in my life, I have lived a long time and I have wisdom that I want to share, but not everybody wants to hear it. So I put it on YouTube, one, so my kids can see it when they decide to, and my grandkids can know more about who I was when I'm no longer here, because YouTube is forever at this point. So it was just a matter of trying to help people not make the mistakes that I lived through. And if my adventures can keep someone from pulling that trigger or taking that handful or whatever, all the better for it. Just planting seeds of hope. That's what my channel was about. So there's still some up there if anyone wants to go and look, have at it. My channel is A Dose of Rose. And at this point I cut off my StreamYard, so trying to save money so I could travel. And if I go live,
where do you want to travel to?
Everywhere.
You know where I want to go? I want to go to I don't know how to pronounce it, Machu Picchu in
yes,
South America.
Peru.
I've seen
Peru. It. Definitely. Yeah, that's on my bucket list. Right now I've got another person that's encouraging me to go on a cruise with them in December, and I'm having some interesting challenges with the logistics of it. Because it costs me just as much to get to the port.
Get on the boat and go.
Yeah, because they live in Florida. This one's a 7-day. Last one was a 7-day, and it was wonderful.
My advice: do a 3 or 4 day. 7 days,
no,
long day. Time.
No,
it's fun. Don't get me wrong.
We'll be 3 or 4 days is not long enough because it takes me a day to get there and a day to get back.
Yeah, I got you. And you're wore out. You need to.
Well, the thing is, it's got to be longer than the time it takes me to get there. And the challenge again is that it costs me as much to get there and hotel before and after, and then get back costs as much as the cruise itself. So I could do the cruise. If I lived in Florida, I'd be cruising every month. But I'm not in Florida. I'm in the middle of the friggin' United States, so I have to go the airplane route.
So you're you got a long ways to go to get anywhere.
Yep, pretty much, and that's okay because my kid is here. One of my kids is here, and that's why I moved here for him. So it makes it worth it. However, traveling, I would love to see bits of Montana. I would love to see the Moby steps in Utah. I would love to see the Pacific Ocean again. I would love to see things, and I realized the other day I could drive to the Panama Canal instead of taking a cruise. It would take me just as long, but I'd be able to stop and sleep in a van and go through all those interesting countries where I may or may not be safe.
Yeah.
But I've
done quite a bit of traveling.
Have you been overseas a lot?
Yeah, I've been to, I played golf, like I say, in college and professionally. And I played at Scotland, all the great courses over there. And
nice.
It's a beautiful country, man. You drive and it's just, they have these stone fence walls going up these, how the elevator, it's like pasture, but they rise from off the road up into like a little hill, and those little stone walls go forever. And you look at them and you think, somebody did that with their hand and a horse and a cart a long, long, long time ago.
Right.
It's beautiful.
And the pictograms that are on the sides of the hills in Utah, I definitely want to get it there. And that's going to be a driving thing. I have no problem driving still. I am over 70, but I do so active that I don't have a problem with that. In fact, my younger son is out of Texas, so I drive down there. And it's like depending on how the roads are, it's about a 12-hour drive to work.
My middle boy's in Texas.
Yep. In
San Antonio. He retired from Air Force. He's working in Boeing now.
Nice. I hope they take care of him.
My oldest boy lost his home in the LA fires here about a month ago, he and his wife.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
They're
really
able to,
sucks.
they can recoup. I feel bad for him. Don't get me wrong. But his wife's a doctor. He's a professor. They're financially, it ain't gonna be a problem. I feel for the older people who don't have
Mm-hmm.
the energy, the finances, the
And the
chutzpah
younger
to get
people.
out there and redo it. They're just defeated. I really, and they're, those are the people I worry about.
Yep. Well, I'm a big believer in things happen for me, not to me, either for my growth or for my wisdom or for a learning experience of one kind or another. They don't happen to me, they happen for me. So I know that I believe whole differently than a lot of people. So I'm not going to get into it here because I don't want to upset Eddie. But I don't put a whole lot of thought into when natural disasters strike. I feel bad for the people.
No, the truth of the matter is, California's been burning every year for hundreds of years. Santa Ana winds dry the heck out of it, and then you can least a little spark or of fire, and the whole.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nature purging itself. And my son was telling me that the wind was blowing 60 to 80 miles an hour for about a week before that. He said everything, you could hear yourself walk across the yard. He said everything was dry, beyond dry.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it started, they could have had every fire department in the United States. They couldn't put that fire out. It just had Mother Nature had to lay down before it was going to be put out.
Yep. I'm big into the natural Mother Nature doing what she's going to do, and either staying inside or staying outside, staying out of her way.
Will purge
all kinds of things.
Eventually it cleanses itself.
Voodoo Bug. How you doing, Voodoo Bug? How you doing? It's been a minute. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're not interrupting. I feel like mine's lagging because I feel like I'm interrupting. Sometimes that happens, and
I'm making some food, so you guys talking is good.
Tell us what you're eating, Eddie?
I'm eating some wraps. I'm making some turkey and chicken wraps.
Nice.
Cool.
With ranch dressing, cheese, and hot sauce.
Smithfield tenderloin at the grocery store here lately. It's just as you buy it for what you can buy deli meat, and it's 10 times better.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
It's called Smithfield pork tenderloins.
Okay.
Smithfield's company, actually, side of North Carolina, they process pork hogs, and they sell pork tenderloins. And they go on sale for like $7, and
we have Smithfields here.
Half pound of turkey for $7 at the deli, and it ain't worth crap, in my opinion. When I buy deli meat anymore, ham tastes like turkey, tastes like chicken, it all tastes the same.
I recently started shopping through Imperfect Foods online, and I'm extremely pleased with the products that I've received.
What's it called?
You know what's good? Deli meat?
Imperfect Foods.
Yeah, Dietz and Watts is really good. Dietz and Watts is it's really good. And also, what's Publix's main thing?
We don't have Publix.
Black Forest ham is. You just have to buy the more expensive.
That's
where you get the taste.
Well, I was very skeptical about this shopping thing online, groceries online, but Instacart isn't working for me anymore because they'll cancel at the last minute. But this Imperfect Foods used to be Misfit Market or Misfit something. And the thing is if the stuff is too odd to go into the grocery store, it doesn't make it to the grocery store. So they sell it, and it's at a reduced rate. So the squash zucchini I've been receiving are super big compared to what you get in the grocery store, but they cost just as much as the ones in the grocery store, and I get them fresh, right? And what else? Let me get in the salad.
I like
bags.
fried squash.
See, me too. And I got an air fryer now that does them up really well. And the meats that I'm getting are amazing. They're all organic and stuff, and in smaller packages, so it's not going to waste because I'm only one person. In any case, it's called Imperfect Foods, and I'm not trying to sell on them.
Listen, if you've done it and you have gotten value from it, I will check it out.
Yeah, it's worth it, and you don't have to buy every week. You can skip a week.
Rose, have you ever heard of the Factor meals that you can have delivered?
Factor?
You see, you see them advertised from some creators on YouTube. They're like they're never frozen, but they're like heat up meals in the microwave. But you see them on YouTube. It's called Factor. They are absolutely delicious.
Pulling up now. What pulls up first is Home Chef. And HelloFresh.
Factor, FACT.
No. Yeah, I got it.
I'm telling you, they're good.
I believe you. Factor 75 is what it's coming across here, they don't deliver to my area.
They don't. Oh my.
No, I'm in a real interesting.
You're out in the sticks.
Oh no! I'm inner city. So a lot of places don't come because it's inner city. It's just let me tell you, it's a housing co-op that's in the middle of one of the worst parts of this county that could ever be. At night, I hear gunshots, and I can tell how far away they are. I can almost tell the caliber, and the police coming, but not in our little housing co-op. I mean, there's like 82 acres, 300 some odd units. But if you go just a street over, or a street this way, or a street that way, you don't want to be there after dark, because drive-bys happen and carjackings try and happen and things like that. But that's why I was able to get into this place for such little money, and it's mine now. So I paid it off in 3 years. It was under $8,000 for a 2-bedroom, 750 square feet.
Damn! So I would have bought a bunch of those units.
Right? And the thing is, I can transfer on death to my son so he could sell it and get the money for it. Because now they're selling for $35,000 and $40,000 and up. So because an adjuster came in and said, yes, you're not paying enough taxes. Yeah, no. But a lot of the property here isn't livable because it's hills and valleys. So this place was set up in the 40s. They were built in the 40s for the military people, military families that worked in a munitions plant that used to be near here. So there's a lot of pros and cons, but I'm happy. I got a roof over my head. I got food in the house.
Right, and it's yours.
Right. So
I'm lucky I own my home, and it's paid for.
Yep. And that's a good thing. And the thing is, I can still do my van traveling out of here knowing I've got sticks and bricks to come home to, And the only reason I don't do more travel is look, it's winter in the Midwest. No, I'm not leaving the house. And I do happen to have 2 pets that I need to find.
I just got a cat about 2-3 months ago.
How's that going for you?
It's great. Hey, I got a tall chest of drawers. They're like 2 foot wide and like 5.5 foot tall, whatever. Anyway, I pulled the second drawer from the top out about 2/3, throw this folded sheet up in there. That's his new little cubby hole.
Nice.
And he'll get right up here on my computer desk, right smack on top of the mouse and any kind of notepad I'm trying to write on, and he'll just sit there. He's good. And I've got to cut his nails, though.
Good luck with that.
I got a girl that knows how to do it. She's coming day after tomorrow. Because he's clawing the crap out of me.
Yeah. Yep. I get it. I totally get it.
I mean, he'll actually bite down on your hand just to the point where he looks at you. And if he went any harder, I would be biting back.
Mm-hmm.
With a little push, like, get the heck off of me. I wouldn't hit my animal, but I would pop him on the side there and let him know, hey, I'm in business. But he'll do it just hard enough where if he went the itchiest, bitchiest harder, he'd have a real problem.
Mine are both.
Looks at me with this little grin, or like, I don't know, like he's got a little devil in him. He's all completely black.
Nice. Both of mine are rescues, and the first one, the one I've had the longest, the first time that one bit me, I threw it across the room because it was reflex. She hasn't bit me since.
Hell yeah.
She's not bit me since it's second cat I've ever had in my life. I've always had dogs. And if the dog bites you bite him back. Right? Yeah. Depending on the play. But this one was trying to get my attention and grabbed my hand, and I went whack, and away she flew, and she hasn't done it since.
This one will, like, if he wants to play and I'm on the computer YouTube and like I am now, not paying a whole lot of attention, he'll come up on beside my chair, and you got your armrest, and underneath that they can reach in and hit your side of your body, right about the hip. He'll take his little claw and he'll reach up there and hit me, and I'll just, even if I'm on a panel, I'll scream and, "What's wrong?" That's my damn cat. Just when he wants to play, he wants to play.
Yeah, mine does that too. She'll come sit beside the chair and reach up and just with one little claw, one little finger extended, and grab my hip. It's like, what do you need? You got food. Go away now. Oh, Eddie, are we taking away your channel? I'm so sorry.
Too much, but I'll go to the bathroom and I'll be peeing, and he'll jump up on the counter, walk right over the urinal, and commode, and just look. He's about chest level, and look right at me and watch the whole experience. And I said, "Loki," and sometimes he'll get down on the floor, be looking. I said, "If you keep
will be
Juicer, I agree.
Too much info."
Yeah, but I mean, he just looks at me. I'm just like,
"No, just stop. Just stop.
Can I go to the bathroom in peace?"
Just stop. Just stop." Juicer, I get it.
It's not creepy. He don't like me going.
Just stop. Just stop. Eddie, we've been here quite a while. I think I'm going to jump on down so you can get on with your day.
Yeah, I got to get on with my day too.
Yep.
I got to run some errands.
I heard somebody's cat in the background. Eddie,
Loki.
Thank you so much for letting me come up here and babble like I did. It was great to hear you. And I will see you another day. I look forward to you contacting me, and we'll talk then.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
I enjoyed.
Good getting to know you. Chat, thanks for hanging in there. We'll talk to you all soon. I'll be back in chat. See ya.
All right, Eddie, I'm gonna hop off so you can do your close or whatever. And I've enjoyed it. And we'll talk. And it's good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna pop off here and let you do your closing.
Okay. Juicer, how you doing? Thank you, everybody, for being here and enjoying this live. What's today? Saturday. I'll see you guys Monday. With that being said, All Things Serious is out, my friends.